I have long said on this channel that if you have a homestead and you are worried about tick populations, you need to get guinea hens. And there's a variety of responses to that whenever I say that. We'll go over some of those today. But here's the deal. At the end of this video today, I'm going to give you one example on how to control ticks, and I'm going to give you one example on how to treat the illnesses, gotta be careful, of those ticks, the things that they cause. So stay tuned for that. But before we get started, let's pay some bills. Number one, this video is sponsored by theperfectpickler.com. If you want a healthier lifestyle, if you want to be able to grow and make your own probiotics at home, perfectpickler.com is the way to go. We sell these kits directly from the Homestead. You can go to perfectpickler.com. You can find the master kit system. It's an easy system. You load it, lock it, and leave it. You can have your own homegrown probiotics within 5 days. And there's a recipe book included with the master kit, so get that. Also, if you join our Patreon page, you're going to be getting these two books. If you find them on Amazon, they're probably going to cost you about $1,000 a piece. But you can get the PDF download of the latest 3rd edition of this book that you can find. It's $1 a month to join our patrons. And if you message me, I will send you the PDF downloads for these books. Okay, they're out of copyright date. This guy lived back in the 1800s. Okay, and so you can get this stuff. I love this here. For all those who desire answers to physical problems and desire to build better health naturally. We're going to talk on our Patreon page on some of the things that are in this book and how we're using them here on the Homestead. So if you're interested in these things, again, very, very expensive to find these out in the public. You can find the PDFs download cheaper other places, but you're never going to find it cheaper than what I give to you for $1 a month by joining our patrons. Of course, if you join at higher levels, I appreciate that. Much obliged. But I give it to you for as little as $1 a month. Just message me on Patreon and I'll send you the links. Okay, ticks. Let's just jump into this article. Now, this article came out in 2019 from theconversation.com. It says the U.S. has a history of testing biological weapons on the public where infected ticks used to. And it goes on and talks about, just the backing and the history and the evidence of where we are today when it comes to Lyme disease and how that got started and why it's spreading. Okay. And again, this is a video I have to be a little bit careful in talking about. So I'm just going to, I'm showing you what the article is talking about, but then I'm going to go over to Rumble here and we're going to meet Chris Newby. Now, she has a book out and I've even reached out to her to see if I can get her on the channel. Lyme disease and America's secret bioweapons program. It says investigative journalist Chris Newby has uncovered compelling evidence suggesting that secret bioweapon programs involving insects conducted by the military and intelligence communities in the United States may have led to the outbreak of Lyme disease. In this interview with the New American, New American, by the way, is a great channel. You should look them up and subscribe to their stuff. Newby discusses the key findings of her book, Bitten, The Secret History of Lyme Disease and Biological Weapons, which reveals shocking details about these covert programs and their potential connection to Lyme disease, which affects over 500,000 individuals annually. The interview delves into the history of bioweapons research, specifically the bug-borne bioweapons program in the 1950s and 1960s, where insects such as fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes were explored as carriers of deadly pathogens. Billy Bergdorfer, a central figure in Newby's research and the discoverer of Lyme disease, played a crucial role in this program. Bergdorfer brought to Rocky Mountain Labs in 1951 researched turning arthropods into bioweapons that could be deployed covertly, affecting populations without destroying infrastructure. The writer highlights an alarming experiment involving the release of radioactive Lone Star ticks in coastal Virginia during the late 1960s, likely contributing. That's like close to D.C. Actually, that's probably where he should have released it. Okay, I'm back. All right, likely contributing to the spread of tick-borne diseases like Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Newby stresses the need for transparency. Newby stresses the need for transparency, the declassification of relevant records, and further scientific investigation into the genomes of pathogens carried by ticks. The interview also raises concerns about the lack of oversight during the Cold War bioweapons programs and questions the current safety of biolabs, especially considering the proliferation of Bio Level 3 and Bio Level 4 labs since 9/11. Newby suggests that CRISPR, I think you guys have probably heard about that, technology which allows genome manipulation poses additional risk and calls for increased regulation and transparency in the field of biodefense. Okay, and if you want to learn more about Chris Newby, you can find her book. It's called Bitten. And again, I've reached out to her to have her possibly on the channel to see if she want to talk about this. And the reason I want to talk about this is not so much about, where did this get started? I think there's a lot of evidence that shows us that. But the reality is it doesn't matter. If this was released, obviously we need more oversight and there needs to be some heads rolling. But we have a whole long list of heads that need to roll at this point. The issue is for the normal, average, everyday homesteader and person living in this country is, how do I prevent this and what can I do? What choices do I have? Because I think every single person who is listening to the sound of my voice today knows somebody who has alpha-gal, who has Lyme disease, who has had Rocky Mountain spotted fever, some of these tick-borne illnesses. What can you do? How can you prevent this? How can you deal with this if you have this? Because the doctors, in my opinion, I put doctors in the same category as I do lawyers and politicians. They're not going to help you. All they are interested in is finding more money and, filling their pockets because of the deals that they have made with the pharmaceutical, corporations. So what do? What does the average person do? Number one, on your homestead, get guinea hens. They will completely eradicate ticks and chiggers off your homestead within a matter of weeks. Listen, when we first moved onto this property, especially here in the Ozarks, there's not a lot of cases of Lyme disease here. We definitely have cases of alpha-gal. We have definitely cases of Rocky Mountain spotted fever here. But Lyme disease is not prevalent here, okay? It's more back east in the northern Midwest and other places. But the reality is there are tick-borne illnesses here. What do? You've got to get guinea hens. The first thing, when I do my consulting services on different homesteads, the first thing people are like, well, we should get chickens first. No. Chickens are a great entry-level drug to homesteading. Because at first it makes you a quick producer of something. And remember, I tell people on my channel, be a producer. You must learn to be a producer. If you're going to make a difference in this country, and if you're going to survive what's coming, you must switch your gear to be from being a consumer to a producer, and chickens are the best way of starting to do that. It's the most prolific bird on planet Earth. They're easy to grow. But the reality is, the thing that's going to help you the most, as great as chickens are, they're not like eradicators of ticks. Guinea hens are. And the biggest thing I hear back from homesteaders who are try to push back on this, well, Zach, they're really annoying. They're really loud. Would you rather get alpha-gal and never be able to eat red meat again? Or have difficulties eating it? Would you rather get Rocky Mountain spotted fever or Lyme disease if you're out somewhere back east? I don't care if they're loud and annoying. I can put up with that. I can deal with that because I have kids here. I myself value my health. And I'm I don't care. The guinea hens, and not only that, but we've had before where the guinea hens attack rattlesnakes and copperheads. They're a great snake deterrent. Guinea hens are a fantastic bird. In my opinion, if we have this issue in this country, we should be airdropping guinea hens all over the place. If Virginia and places back east have Lyme disease issues, we should be airdropping guinea hens everywhere. We can grow them in giant barns like we grow our chickens and then just airdrop them into neighborhoods. I know they're annoying, but if you want to eradicate ticks, guinea hens are your number one choice. If you start a homestead, especially in the Ozarks, you will quickly find out we have ticks and chiggers here. I have had people move here to the Ozarks who see how many ticks we have here and they leave. They go back to the cities. They go back somewhere else. They're like, there's too many ticks here. I can't deal with this. Get guinea hens. The first thing we did on this homestead before we had chickens, we built a guinea coop. And we started raising guinea hens. And we figured out that we'll raise a batch of guinea hens once every 2 years because that's enough for us to eradicate the tick population here on the homestead. And it eradicates it so heavily and so hard that it takes about 2 years for it to recover. So this coming spring, we're going to get guinea hens again because the tick population is starting to come back little by little. We've noticed it. And so we'll get another batch and predators will take them out. We have long called the guinea hens the expendables because they are an expendable commodity. They do their job. Predators eventually take them out, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but eventually the predators get them because they are dumb birds. They're loud and dumb. And you have a point where you have to get to a point where you have to replace them because the predators will get them. So we call them the expendables. The expendables, just like the movie. They do their job and then they're gone. And then you get some more later. Okay. And then the thing I want to talk about next is like, how do you treat this stuff? It has been, now this is my opinion, and I got to be careful again what road I go down here and what words I use. But it has been my opinion that autoimmune issues, because I believe that's what these things cause, are autoimmune issues where your body attacks itself. There are many things that help with autoimmune issues. Anything with antioxidants. But the most powerful antioxidant on planet Earth that we know of today is astaxanthin. It comes from algae. Okay? Have you ever seen those rivers of red? They're like, the river turned to blood. It's a sign of the end times. And you'll find different rivers and lakes and stuff that have what's called algae blooms. And they turn red. That is astaxanthin. Okay, it's an algae that has been formed, and it's an algae that gets stressed out, and as a defense mechanism, the algae produces astaxanthin. It is the most powerful antioxidant on planet Earth. And it is my opinion that if you have autoimmune issues, astaxanthin is the way to go. I get mine from Velasta, and I know I'm not getting a kickback from this. They're not giving me no affiliate links or anything like that. It's what I've been using for years since I discovered it. And you can get this stuff cheaper. The Velasta stuff is pretty expensive. Okay. And you can get cheaper stuff at like natural grocers and stuff like that. This stuff here from Velasta is made in America. But this is the most powerful antioxidant on planet Earth. And I think we need more companies making this because, as a homesteader, my thing is, okay, how can I produce something on my own? How can I not rely on someone else for the things that I need? I'm a producer. I want to be a producer. I'm producer minded. Okay, this is great. I want this in my life. I need this in my life because we have ticks out here. And, my kids get this. Well, I'll talk some more about some of the stuff that this stuff does on my Patreon channel because I can't talk about stuff on here on YouTube. But how can I make this? It's made from algae. We need more companies making this. And I have yet to find an easy way to make it on my own. I'm still researching that. It's something I just have on the back burner right now. But at some point, I want to make my own. If you have some of these illnesses, astaxanthin is something you need to be checking into for autoimmune. And I'll go into more details on my Patreon page on things that you need to look into that for. Okay, you'll be absolutely floored. But anyway, you can reach out to the company, velasta.net, and talk about it. And they have great videos on their website. They have a great YouTube channel. You can check them out on YouTube and see some of the things that they're talking about. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. But here's the deal. If you want to prevent Lyme disease, you want to prevent tick illnesses, get guinea hens. They're an expendable commodity. Get some expendables on your homestead. Number two, if you want to treat these issues, if you have some of these issues, if you have alpha-gal, if you have Rocky Mountain spotted, whatever, astaxanthin is the way to go. You need astaxanthin. It will fix this. People say it's incurable. No, it is fine. You can treat this. Astaxanthin. I hope I don't get trouble. I will talk about, as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to go ahead and hit record again and put something over at Rumble so that I can post it over at Patreon and talk more about astaxanthin. I hope I don't get in trouble with this video. If I do, I'll just take a 7-day break or 2-week break or whatever they give me this time. Anyway, I hope I get Chris Newby on my channel, and we'll talk some more about this stuff. I don't know if depending on see how this works and if we have to talk about it here or over at Rumble. Either way, the videos will be over at my website at AmericanHomestead.com. You can check that out. It's not fully launched yet. I still have some bugs I'm working out, especially with the email sign up. I can't get that stupid. I hate all the rules in dealing with email subscriptions nowadays. This GDPR compliance, or whatever it's called. What do you think? Leave your comments below about this topic. I want to hear from you guys and see what you think. Also, check out our merch again over here at the Herbal Extracts for joining Patreon. This stuff, amazing. And then perfectpickler.com. All right, guys. Check out our merchandise, teespring.com. You can find our Stupid Should Hurt shirt. If we had more hurt in this world, we'd have an awful, awful lot less stupid. I think we can all agree on that. See you next time in the homestead. Bye! If you've watched my channel, you know that I'm a fan of owning precious metals in times of economic turmoil. The reason being is because I'm an avid reader of history. One of the biggest objections to buying precious metals that I get goes something like this. Why buy precious metals? After all, you can't eat gold and silver. Actually, this is incorrect. Never has there been a time throughout all of human history where a producer of food has turned down the use of gold and silver when trying to make a sale. Never. Not once. Gold and silver have always been used when fiat money fails, and fiat money always eventually fails. There are countless times in history where governments hard up for real money took silver and copper coins from the past and then placed a countermark on the coin and then placed that old coin back into circulation. It didn't matter that it was an old coin of a different time and place. What mattered was the metal content. In the 1820s, the farmers in the German town of Natzheim would find Roman silver denarii so often in their fields when plowing that they would save them and use them to buy beer at the local tavern. In the 1840s, around the French town of Usure, Roman silver and gold coins were so numerous that people used them to pay bakers, butchers, and other merchants for their food goods. These are coins that were long gone in official circulation from the Roman Empire, but people used them anyway to pay for food even above their own official state-issued currency. Yes, you can eat gold and silver because gold and silver always buys food. If you have fiat paper savings banked away and you want to find a more historically reliable way to safeguard that wealth, this website can help you. AmericanGoldEscape.com gives you information and a way to reach out so that an expert can help you and show you how to escape. We are over $33 trillion in debt and rising rapidly. There is no saving this sinking ship. Visit AmericanGoldEscape.com to learn more. Linked in the description below. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.